Good day, viewers. Happy to have you. I'm always happy to have you. So welcome once again in another session of our classes or lessons, video lessons on commerce. Right. So today we continue our lessons on home trade, especially the wholesale trade aspect of home trade. We have dealt so much with retail trade, so we have moved into wholesale trade aspect of home trade. Okay. So yes. Today we are going to look at the following. We're going to define and state some functions of the manufacturer, the retailer, and then differentiate between them. We're going to talk about channels of distribution and factors that will be considered before choosing a particular channel of distribution. Okay, if we have a time, we can't go that much. All right, so let's go. So this is the image of what is considered to be what wholesale trade. These are bags of final products. They can be anything. It can be cement for building a house or other cement for other kind of casts. All right. They could be bags of rice, but it's not very clear. Well, these are actually final products of a producer. Stock this high. It's like a pyramid. Yes, this is wholesale trade in action. See this one as well. They are being stacked in the shelf. You see the variety of goods here in their cartons in wholesale. So this is a wholesale business or trade. This is another one. So a continuation of what you left off before. This is a warehouse, all right, that have been kept here. So these are pictures or images that displays wholesale business place. Now, what is a wholesale trade? A wholesale trade is a business activity which entails the buying and selling of goods in bulk, from the producer and selling in small units or quantities to the retailer and other merchants. That's what makes it a wholesale trade. And so, what are the functions of the wholesaler to the manufacturer? No, wholesalers have a very important role in the business transaction, in fact in production. Okay, they play a lot of roles to the manufacturer as well as they do to the retailer. So yes, let's itemize and expatiate what the wholesalers do to the manufacturer. First of all, the manufacturer can only manufacture more if the wholesalers buy from them in bulk, in the large amounts, in batches of production. Okay, they do that so that manufacturer can manufacture more. If not, they can stop production because nobody is buying. You can produce more. Only when you sell, you raise more money to produce more. So in that case, without bulk buying from the wholesaler, from the manufacturer, production will stop. Okay, yes, that's one of the functions they perform to the manufacturer. Number two is that they finance the manufacturer. By making money available and buying from them, the manufacturer can manufacture more. Sometimes too, they pay ahead of production. That's the best way to finance a manufacturer. They pay ahead of production so that they can have the output when it is available. In such a case, sometimes it's competition based, so that the next buyer will not have what to buy. They can be the ones to sell to the market. So they can make money available ahead of production that the manufacturer can provide for them when it's finished. So in that case, they are financing what? The manufacturer. That's one of the functions too they perform. Then information dissemination too. They are the ones that bring back the information or feedback of consumers from the retailers. Okay, in the open market, the wholesalers bring back feedback to the manufacturer. Whatever the wholesaler hears from the retailers are concerning the product being produced, they will take it back to the manufacturers. They give information or feedback of the product being sold or manufactured by the manufacturer. They give the feedback from the users of the product to the manufacturer. So that helps them to improve on the quality and production process of what they produce. So it makes them to advance what they do, make it better for consumers' convenience. All right. So warehousing too, they buy this in bulk and store in a warehouse. In this case, they can encourage more production to happen in the future. So they make production to go ahead of demand by providing warehouses. So they stock these goods they bought in their own warehouse, allow the producer to produce more. Before you know, they will sell up and go buy again. So yes, they provide warehouse for the produce of the whole of the manufacturer. In such a case, they are actually helping the manufacturer to manufacture more. That's a function they provide to who? The manufacturer. They also advertise. They tell the consumer or the retailers the usefulness of some of the goods that they buy or sell to them. So in that case, they help the manufacturer to advertise their goods for free. So because they too want to sell, whatever they know about the product, they tell the retailer as well as the consumers who buy from them directly. So in such a case, they're advertising for the manufacturer too. All right. So they also they have price stability because they provide warehouse services to the manufacturer. It helps to ensure steady supply of goods that will make sure that there's no lack, there's no inadequacy, there's no scarcity, and so also indirectly or directly, they're actually stabilizing prices in the market of that good. So these are the things they do for the manufacturer. That's how important the wholesalers are to the manufacturer. Then also, they also perform similar or other functions to, okay, let's finish off the manufacturer. They also provide transport. Most times, some of the wholesalers have their own vehicles to carry these goods from the manufacturer's place. All right. So in such a case, the manufacturer does not need to bother to provide transport for the goods being sold to the wholesaler. They provide credit facilities as well. Like I said earlier on, they can actually give money in advance to the manufacturer to produce. All right. That's the kind of credit facilities they give, of course. Then they take risk, they bear risk on behalf of the manufacturer. They can pay ahead of time and buy these goods and store in their warehouse. What if they don't sell it? Okay, it becomes bad, and that's their loss because they already finished paying. So they bear risk on behalf of the manufacturer. So branding and packaging. Some of them do branding and repackaging of those goods to ensure that they sell. So in such a case, they help the manufacturer to give it a loyalty, customer loyalty for the product. They also bring more patronage for the product, and that means they increase sales for the manufacturer. These are the things that they do. So they use branding and packaging as one of the things they do for the manufacturer. They brand and they package. They give advice to the manufacturer based on the feedback they get from the retailers and other consumers of the goods to improve on what they do. They do market research. They ask consumers what they feel that they want. When they find this out, they also take them back to the manufacturer to improve what they are doing. So these are the things. They do a lot for the manufacturer. These wholesalers, they are very important in the chain of distribution, okay? So what also do they do to the retailers? The manufacturer has a lot of functions too to the retailers. They provide variety of goods to the retailers. So they buy and sell to the retailers in variety of options. So because they buy from many manufacturers of similar goods, the retailer can also buy from them in variety of goods, of course. Then also, they provide credit facilities to the retailer. How do they do this? By offering them trade credit, buy now and pay later, all right? The same thing they do for the manufacturer, they can also do to the retailer, giving them the goods to go sell and bring back. By so doing, they can sell off faster and restock from the manufacturer. Of course, they are the ones like the middleman between the manufacturer and the retailer. So they make both sides do their business successfully with ease by making sure that money is available to both ends to do business. Very important people they are. Can't you see that? Yes. They advise the retailer. They tell them the pattern they use to advertise and sell their product to make it sell faster. And they tell them how to make profit from their business as well. So they advise the retailer as well as they advise the manufacturer. The two-way thing. They all make progress, make sure that progress is attained in business. They make goods available in small quantities. They go to the manufacturer, break the bulk, and make sure that consumers or retailers can have it in units, all right, in smaller quantities so that they can be able to sell. Because retailers cannot buy what the wholesaler is buying from the manufacturer. No, and the manufacturer is able to sell other units to the retailer. No, they want somebody who can take away the bulk that they have produced and take it away from their presence so they can produce more. Yeah, of course. So they sell to the retailers in smaller quantities from what they have bought from the manufacturer. So they provide transport services. Again, sometimes These wholesalers can use the same vehicle they use to carry their goods to deliver to the consumers' destination or shops. So again, they can do that as well. So they provide most times transport services to the retailer's destination after purchasing the goods from them. They also grade and package goods. When they've done this, it makes it easier for the retailer to sell it faster because it attracts more likability or likeness or attraction to the retailer. So when they package these goods, when they grade it, it gives more attraction, persuasion to the consumers, and when the retailers have it in their shop, it seems to sell faster. So that makes it a function to the retailers as well. They ensure price stability by making sure that consumers regularly have these goods. They can, when they offer them trade credit, buy now and pay later, make sure that the retailers can actually have these goods regularly in their shops, making sure that prices don't change, and that means they're actually providing price stability to the retailer as well. They advertise goods as well. What the wholesalers do, they transfer the same knowledge to the retailer, who in turn goes ahead to advertise to the retailer, to the consumers as well. Whatever the retailer, the manufacturers have told the wholesaler, it transfers the same to the retailers, who in turn advertise this same good to their customers. So the wholesaler will advertise this good to the retailer, who will also carry the same information to sell their products. All right, that's what it means. So they bear risk as well. By selling to the retailers on credit, that's risk. What if they don't pay? They take risk for the wholesaler by doing for the manufacturer by buying in bulk. And what if they don't sell? What if they don't sell to the retailers and they don't get paid after a long time? They can actually have bad debts in the process. So they risk by selling to the retailers on credit, and the risk from the manufacturer by buying in bulk from them and still keeping in the warehouse. So they are actually so much very important in the business transaction as well. So they link the retailer to the producer. The retailers know what the producers are doing through the what? Through the manufacturer, through the wholesalers, and also the wholesaler knows what the retailers want from the wholesaler. This is a very good middleman in the chain of distribution. So let's look at the difference between the wholesaler and the retailer, okay, as we move forward. The wholesaler buys in bulk or buys in larger quantity, while the retailer buys in smaller quantities. Wholesaler requires large space to store whatever it has purchased. Most times they need a warehouse, while the retailer requires just a small space to keep the units of goods it has purchased. Then stock are limited. They stock limited variety of goods, that is wholesalers. But because the retailer is buying in small units, they can buy varieties, so much other units and varieties of goods. So they have more variety of goods than the wholesaler because they can buy in smaller units, of course. Then for the wholesaler, it acts as an intermediary between the retailer and the manufacturer. That's what I've explained ever since. So whereby the retailer acts as the intermediary between the wholesaler and the consumer, the final consumer. So that's what it makes them look, okay. Then interacts freely with the manufacturer. The wholesaler interacts freely with, because he has a direct contact with the manufacturer. He interacts freely with the manufacturer, while the retailer interacts freely with the consumers. All right. So these are what the places that they represent in the chain of distribution. Then the wholesaler provides useful information about goods to the manufacturer, while the retailer provides useful information about to the wholesaler about what the consumers have spoken about the product in the market. So one way or another, they are very important in the chain of distribution. So these are what they do, wholesalers and retailers in production process. Let's talk about channel of distribution as we earlier planned to do. What does it mean? It is the pathway by which goods are moved from the manufacturer or producer to the final consumer. There are very different pathways, okay? We have the channels. But before then, let's look at the factors to be considered before you choose any particular channel, right? Now, there's a natural channel of distribution, okay, that we should know, which is what? Manufacturer, wholesaler, to retailer, and then to the final consumer. This is the natural channel. Okay, but we can have other channels that goods can pass from the manufacturer to the final consumer. So let's look at these factors to be considered why some channels will be chosen, all right, before we go to the channels as well. Number of potential buyers. If you have a large buyers of your product, you can choose what? The natural channel, because you can't meet the demands of the consumers all at once, because it will take you more time and money to do that. So in that case, you can choose the natural channel, right? But you have lesser buyers of lesser potential buyers, you can choose to sell to them directly or reduce the channel of distribution so that you can buy at affordable price. Competitors channel. If what your competitor is using to sell is paying off well, you may decide to choose the same channel, because as a producer, you don't want to lose market. So whatever channel the competitor is using, if it pays to use the same channel to sell your own, because you produce similar goods, then you must go ahead to do that. So the channel will be your preferred channel to use to distribute your own goods. All right. So yes, it could be from manufacturer to retailer, or manufacturer to wholesaler before retailer, or so. Yes, it depends. So you can watch and choose what is best for you and your product as a manufacturer. Then resources of the producer. Do you have the required resources to choose a particular channel? If it's by selling to the consumer directly, do you have the mobility to transfer this product to them, or what? So you look at your resources before you can choose a particular channel. If you have all it takes to eliminate the middlemen, go ahead. If you don't have, allow the middlemen to do the transaction for you. All right? Yes. Then nature of the goods. Is it perishable? Is it non-perishable? So you know which channel is best. Then size of the order. Is it bulky or in units? If you have bulky orders, then you have to provide transport or pay at least the cost of transportation for those goods. If they are units or smaller size of company, you can sell to what? To the general public. All right, so that's general channel. Then location of the customer. It could be foreign customers, they could be local customers, they could be distant or nearby customers. Which channel is the best to sell to them or to distribute to them, so you could choose. Now, financial capability of the manufacturer. If you have enough money to go ahead to eliminate the middleman, fine. If you don't have it, then allow the middlemen to take care of it for you. They'll have value of the goods. Are they highly valuable goods, luxurious goods, or they are just general and normal goods? So you could know which one to choose. So these are the factors that you look at before you choose a particular channel to distribute your product as a manufacturer. So let's talk about the channels now. All right, let's talk about the channels. All right, we have the natural channel, which is what? Manufacturer to who? To the wholesaler, and then to the retailer, and then to the final consumer. That is one of the channels. All right. The second channel in no particular order could be from manufacturer to retailer, then to what? The consumer. Some goods require such channel to reduce the spread of movement. Maybe the goods they don't have long lifespan. If it moves to many hands, it may get bad or damaged or become much more expensive. So if you want to reduce the cost of this product in the market, you have to reduce the channel of the elongation of the channel, right? So some products are better sold from the channel of the manufacturer to retailers and to consumers. Mostly goods that are a bit more perishable than not, I can go through this channel. Okay, another channel is what? Directly from the manufacturer to who? The consumers. These are highly perishable goods, okay, and sometimes bulky goods, all right? Bulky goods can be sold directly to the consumer by the manufacturer without using the middleman, all right? So such goods can be sold directly to the consumer. That's the third channel of distribution. Okay, we look at also, we can have manufacturer to the agent, or we call it not a warehouse now, we call it depot, all right? Manufacturer's depot, that's an outlet, like we call it a tie shop. Okay, so manufacturer to depot, then to the final consumer. So we can have manufacturer to agent, to wholesaler, to retailer, and then to the final consumer. So these are the several channels you can go. So these are the channels that can possibly use to distribute the goods from the manufacturer. So as it stands, There are many numerous channels, at least 6 of them, that one can use to distribute their goods. So yeah, these are the things we should know. Of course, if you're a manufacturer, you see these channels available to you. You know your goods you produce and know which one is best suitable for you to use to distribute your goods. So let's check out some questions that best relates to what we've learned. Let's see how much of it we can get from the collection of questions we have here. Okay, talking about wholesale trade, right? We have this question here. It says, the box marked Y stands for what? And that is under commerce. We have commerce is divided into 2 parts. We have trade and aids to trade. From this definition, you can see that this one marked Y carries more of the aids to trade. Okay, so our answer is what? C, aids to trade. So one of the qualities of tradable goods is what? When goods are tradable, what do they mean? It means that they can be divisible into different units. Okay, they must not be perishable to be tradable. They may not be homogeneous. They may not be heterogeneous. But when they can be divided into several units, they are what? They are tradable. The exchange of goods in home trade is known as distributive trade. Okay. All right. 2 main branches of trade are home trade and foreign trade. The completion of the production process by grading and branding of goods is a function of who? It's a function of who? The wholesaler. It does that more even than the manufacturer. Which of the following document is used in home trade only? Pro forma invoice. It is used to show, to pre-inform the buyer of the content and details of transaction before payment is made. Sometimes to tell the seller that I can't sell to you on credit before your goods are delivered. Which of the following functions of the wholesaler helps to stabilize price? It's what? It's warehousing. Okay. Then we have centralized buying. Oh no, this is not part of our question. Who among the following is a middleman? Is it a manufacturer? Is it an agent? Is it an insurer? Is it a consumer? An agent is a what? It's a middleman. Another division. So the appropriate label for P is what? P here. We have trade, home and foreign trade. Home trade is this one, I, and foreign trade here. So in the division of home trade, what do we have? We have retail and what? Wholesale. So our P is what? P is what? Wholesale. So answer is P. The next question here, no, this is not what we're looking for. Example of, no, which of the following best describe, which of the following is the best channel of distribution for sales of aircraft? I told you when the goods are bulky, you can sell from who? Producer to consumer. You don't need a middleman in this case. So you can sell producer to what? Consumer, because of the bulkiness of the goods. So you see the channel producer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer, producer, wholesaler, consumer, producer, retailer, consumer. These are other channels you can see that we have in this channel of distribution. Then we'll have the next question. Which of the following requires service of a middleman? Is it technical goods? Is it expensive goods? Is it convenience goods? Is it perishable goods? Technical goods require what? The service of a middleman. Okay? All right, so for now, I think we've done so much for this. So thank you very much. Please check out questions for your own convenience, all right? After studying, go back and check your questions, okay? and be able to adapt to the lessons you've learned. God bless you as you use our ExamGuide app to learn. I'm sure you're going to improve your grades and you'll pass and pass well. Thank you for your time. See you in our next video.